incredibly smart or incredibly stupid.
We'll see in a minute.
With the 10th pick in the 2026 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Raven Johnson from the University of South Carolina.
Memo to Adam Silver. There needs to be a full-scale investigation into the WNBA front office and the Fever front office. Kathy Engelbert, Kelly Crosskop, Amber Cox. You need to look at any and all communications between that group and Dawn Staley in South Carolina to see what type of communications were made leading up to the draft of an average player, Raven Johnson. Who takes an average player 10th in the draft? This was not by mistake. This was intentional. And then they're trying to elevate this girl's ability as if she's on a level of a Caitlinclark. This is a tragedy. This is a tragedy. And also, you check Sheila Johnson. See if Sheila Johnson's communications fall somewhere within this. Because this is another Caitlinclark hater who wants to see this girl's shine diminished in the WNBA only because she is white. I got to keep it a beam. If Caitlinclark were a colored woman, she would be, they would stop time praising this girl from sun up to sundown. But because she is white, she gets the polar opposite treatment. Caitlin, I hope if you ever hear this, I hope this doesn't diminish what you're trying to accomplish in the W. Still pursue your dreams of a WNBA championship and fulfilling your career in basketball and the contribution you're going to make to basketball. But back to these other clowns. Kelly Crosskop, Amber Cox, Kathy Engelbert. This is a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy. You have now, with the drafting of Raven Johnson, you have brought Dawn Staley into your locker room. And that is not good. Look at all the things that South Carolina players have said about Caitlinclark and the Indiana fans. None of this stuff has been true about Indiana fans being racist. This is all made up and in the minds of these WNBA players whose careers have not blossomed yet. So just like women, especially BWs, they point the finger. They don't look within, they look without and blame other people for the things that they haven't accomplished in their life. Raven Johnson couldn't even shoot a jumper in the Final Four 2 years ago. And now she's the 10th in the draft, overall pick in the draft. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? And you all are trying to make a defensive, okay, Raven, congratulations, defensive player of the year in the SEC. Congratulations. That's it. You are great. You are a phenomenal defensive player. But how many phenomenal defensive players get more shine than an MVP in any league? Oh, you're recognized by your peers. No, without question. Your peers and coaches and players appreciate what you do. Overall, who's going to get paid more? A phenomenal defensive player or an MVP? We all know the answer to that. Adam Silver. Please go full-scale, full-blown investigation into Kathy. They're going to be deleting emails. Once they hear this video, they're going to be deleting emails and phone calls. Subpoena all of these records. And I'll bet you'll find that they were communicating. You don't take a player of her ilk, caliber, Dawn Staley, mentality. You bringing that into the locker room of the Fever. Kelly, what were y'all thinking? Amber, what could you all have been thinking? Are you trying to diminish? And one more thing, Stephanie White. Now I see why y'all brought Stephanie White there. Stephanie White is jealous of Caitlinclark. She went out her way to praised Raven Johnson, an average player, Did you see how when they called her? I'm sure. I hope Stephanie does that with all of her draftees. But think about this: under Stephanie White's tutelage, who has gotten better under Stephanie White's tutelage since she's been in coaching? What player can you point to right now, or will come to a podium or come to an interview and say Stephanie White made them a better player, better person, perhaps? And this is the same Stephanie White that left the team in the middle of the season twice to go hold somebody's hand. Yeah. Now you bringing this nonsense into the locker room. I don't have anything against Raven Johnson as a person, but the mentality she came out from under at South Carolina will not fit into this locker room. What in the hell were you thinking, Kelly Croscott and Amber Cox, unless you're trying to undermine Caitlin shine and significance to the W? You gonna stand in the way of progress with this pick? Everything that they built last year, Stephanie, I hope you don't think you're going to make it to the WNBA finals without Caitlin Clark. Just think how many games y'all could have won in the playoffs with Caitlin Clark. Think about that. This is a sign that the foundation is beginning to crack. That's right. This is Lynn Dunn. She's had enough. She can't take any more of it. She is berating Fever fans for having an opinion about the draft, that the Fever, about the players the Fever has been drafting. She's telling the fans to chill. Let's look at this. This is her 4-point plan on complaining. Lynn Dunn. This is the alleged owner of the Fever, whose glory days in terms of the Fever when they were winning championships are long gone and behind them. What are you trying to do today? And is Stephanie White the coach to get it done? That's what you need to be asking yourself, Lynn Dunn, rather than berating fans. Do you have the coach? I don't think you have the coach. Stephanie White is not the coach. She proved that last year when she walked out on the team twice to go hold somebody's hand during the season, to let that person know the team came second. But let's look at Lynn Dunn. This is the owner now. The owner is finally speaking out. She's had enough. She can't take anymore. She says there's the productive complainer. The person is fully engaged, offering ideas and suggestions to help improve the team's culture. They are fully invested in the team's culture. Didn't sound like Stephanie White. The venting complainer. The person is working hard, doing what is right, but is a tad overwhelmed and needs to vent to release stress. Who does that sound like? Starting to sound like a head coach to me. The chronic complainer. The person always finds problems, but there are times when those problems are real. We cannot overlook this person. Are you sure, Lynn? We need to give them the proper attention and hear their ideas. The motion offense. Good. And then finally, the malicious complainer. I guess this is the worst of all, Fever fans. Do you feel like they're talking about you, Fever fans? Or do you think she's projecting on staff? The malicious complainer. This person needs to be removed. Cheryl Miller. They complain about everything, gossip, and destroy the team culture. Now, I gotta go there. Remember how Lexi Hull started last season? On fire from the outside. On fire. What happened to her? Why didn't she develop into... Lexi Hull was on a all-star pace from the field. She was knocking down threes consistently, but then Stephanie put her hands on her, not physically, not literally, Fever fans, but she decided to bring her off the bench and totally destroy this girl's confidence. Who sits a hot player? Stephanie White. Stephanie White. That's all I've seen Stephanie White do, is take a team. Remember, she's always inherited. Stephanie White has always inherited good teams. And then they seem to be getting, years later, they getting rid of Stephanie White. Yeah, and now they're bringing her back. What's the encore this time, Lynn? What's your encore for this team, for White? Why did you bring her back from Connecticut? What was the purpose of you bringing her to Indiana? Okay, we need to know that. I think the Fever fans deserve an answer. Now, so far as this draft, whatever y'all doing, I guess if it's a secret sauce y'all trying to keep under wraps, I get it. But we're trying to figure it out. The people who are going to pay to see this are trying to figure it out. And if they're asking questions, then you should say, look, we're putting something together. We think you're going to be happy with it. Just hold on. And finally, this is Lynn. This is Lynn Dunn. Now, this is the owner who has gone ballistic and starting to, I guess she's protecting her front office, which tells me how deep the rabbit hole is. At first, I thought Lynn Dunn was against this. I thought the front office had went rogue along with the head coach, because the head coach, Stephanie White, has no idea how she's going to put this roster together. She's going to build the plane while they fly it. But let's continue reading from the wisdom of Lynn Dunn. As a leader, if we ignore complaints, we create continual problems. Lynn Dunn, you're speaking prophetically. You just haven't done anything about it. If we listen to everyone's ideas, we lose our direction. Dismissing complainers creates stress within the team, decreased engagement, high turnover, and damages the team's reputation. As leaders, we must institute a pathway for complaining to become a productive tool towards the betterment of the overall team. Lynn, you're preaching. You're preaching, Lynn. Complaining has negative overtones. You need to tell your head coach that in press conferences, after losses. Suggestions are taken in a positive light. A simple box at the Masters changes the perception from a complaint to an idea. Great leaders understand they don't have all the answers or completely comprehending the problems facing the workforce. We need those around us to help, not complain. Stephanie, Lynn is talking to you. It's our job to show the observers of problems how to best express their ideas. Now, with that thought in mind, with that clear perception from Lynn Dunn, this is the owner now. She is doing her best to protect her front office. This is all of their doing. So if this blows up, and you know what, Raven, I'm not against you. I just want to be frank. I think you're being put in an untenable position with this draft choice. They're bringing you in for the right reasons, but for the wrong motives. There are some ulterior motives going on here, Raven, and I hope you are professional enough to rise above that and do what is best for this franchise, because obviously they're struggling in the front office and with the owner. I promise you, y'all need to look at the communications. Subpoena the phone records, Adam Silver. Subpoena the phone records and emails. They've been communicating. They have been communicating. You know how we know this? Look, Lynn. Lynn just dropped some nuggets on us right now. She had to drop these nuggets on us right now and let y'all know y'all tripping. Fans, you're tripping. Stephanie's gonna put something together that you have never seen. So just hold on. We're going to be back in the finals. No, we're going to be back not only in the playoffs. Stephanie is going to push this roster with all of these players she just brought up they're going to push this team into the finals. Fever Nation, what Lynn Dunn is experiencing is accountability. Accountability. This is how some women respond when they're being held accountable. They don't like it. They love to lecture. Oh, they love to tell you how the cow ate the cabbage. But when you tell them, oh my God, the need to be right becomes more and more apparent. Lynn, you better fix this, or the fans are not going to pay for this nonsense. Lynn, all we want to see is a winner. As far as they made it last year without Clark, and I know that was Stephanie's utopia. She actually thought she was doing some coach. That's why she broke down in the locker room, because I did this without Caitlin, so I can coach. I just proved it. Stephanie, you didn't get to the finals. Remember in your introductory presser, y'all left some unfinished business. You know, that's what Kelly said. Y'all got unfinished business. So whatever that means to you, and whatever that means to Fever Nation, somebody better get it done. We want to see a product. Now other teams are loading their rosters to the hip, but you all seem to be doing something different. This something different better yield some results. The kind of results that's going to have this young lady who has changed the face of the game. The reason why y'all making all this bread ain't because of the way y'all play. Y'all been playing the way like this since y'all been in the league. The difference is, like Sheila, is you listening? Something clicked. Something clicked with this 2024 draft. And it's just not Clark. Lynn, you and Sheila, y'all need to get off the phone and recognize why y'all making money. You all need to be thanking this young lady instead of trying to vilify her and her fans. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until we meet again, Fever Nation, Clark Nation, I'm out.
With the 10th pick in the 2026 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Raven Johnson from the University of South Carolina.
You're either incredibly smart or incredibly stupid.
We'll see in a minute.